coming off an injury, Rashid Shaheed with the knee injury. So I think that he's looked good up to this point just by watching him in 4 practices.
Let's talk about the offensive line. How'd they line it up, and what did that look like? I don't even know what they did. Was it a lot of 7-on-7, or they go full squad, and what'd that line look like?
All 7-on-7. I mean, it was. You're not going to see the team drills. I mean, when they were practicing in the corner, it was the same as last week. Left tackle, Banks. Right tackle, Fuaga. Pinning. Left guard, Ruiz at right. And McCoy at center when they were just practicing off on their own. So nothing changed from last week, and I think that's the line they're going to go with moving forward until I think otherwise, because I think that suits best for Banks and Fuaga, since that's where each one of them played in college. So that's, the best bet for everyone. And I think if Pinning can show flashes at that position, he said that last week when we talked to him for the first time that he feels like this is better suited for him, that he can get his hands on people, get out, be a little more physical. It's just a little different than playing tackle because it's more space and you got less space and you have to deal with better footwork. And I think that, he feels more comfortable with that. So if all 3 of those guys hit on that line, and you're in good position, that might be one of the strong suits on the offense.
Can you sense any different vibes with the new regime and a new quarterback and a new team? I mean, this is a time where you would think most people would be in a pretty good mood in the summer. You hadn't started popping pads yet. You're not deep into training camp. You hadn't lost any games yet. But does the team feel different?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's like, you could just tell people are more relaxed. They're like a lot more smiles. It's a different vibe in a good way. I mean, it's a lot of new faces on. You're dealing with new faces, new coaches, new players, but you could just tell like everyone's relaxed. And I know it's minicamp, but it feels different than minicamps past. It's not so uptight. Everyone's just learning the new ways. It's not so up. It's not like a high intensity type of practices. They're getting in and getting out. They're moving quickly. And it's just learning. It's all about learning the playbook. That's what it feels like. It's nothing like strenuous on them. It's just all about the learning process. And it's nothing that, throws, curveballs at them. They're just keeping it simple now. That's pretty much what they're doing. And keeping it simple, nothing hard. That's why I'm always telling you that they're doing 7-on-7. You don't see team drills because it's just a learning period for them. That's what Kellen Moore wanted to get out of OTAs and mandatory minicamp.
Kendre Miller update. Was he running with the first, second team, or was he still kind of relegated?
No, he's running, dude. He's running with the first and second team. There's no more relegation. I mean, he's healthy. He's happy. He's mentioned a few times that he feels like this is going to be a good year for him. At this point last year, we were wondering like what in the world is going to happen with Kendre Miller. First practice of training camp hurts his hamstring, and then you don't see him for a while. I think that you could tell he's in a good headspace, and he's running with the 1s and 2s and running routes, running seam routes, running wheel routes. I mean, yeah, I think this is, this maybe could be something different for Kendre Miller compared to the previous 2 seasons, which is not saying much, obviously.
Yeah. What's the schedule look like the rest of the week?
Definitely going to practice tomorrow for sure, the mandatory minicamp. Now, Thursday is the one we keep asking about. We do wonder if there's going to be another open practice or if it's just going to be something in a team activity building situation for them like they've done the previous 3 weeks at OTAs, and maybe they don't practice and maybe they do something family-wise and friends-wise only. So that's the one day we're trying to figure out if they're going to do something Thursday. But tomorrow's another hot one, another practice just like it was today. We get to watch and shoot the entire practice, and the fans are going to be here. It's another sellout.
Tell everybody where they can find your coverage if they're starving for Saints content in these summer months.
I no doubt I 100% drop as many clips of practice and interviews on my Sharief WDSU Twitter page, and of course on WDSU.com and WDSU Channel 6 if you're in New Orleans watching TV, or if you're on the app, you can just tune in on the app and watch it live or demand.
We appreciate it.
High demand.
Yeah, look, the Saints are in high demand. We talked about this, so we want to direct people as best we can wherever they can find content. We appreciate you for giving us a little bit of time being flexible here on this Tuesday. We'll do it again next week. Thanks, Sharief.
Yep, you got it, hon. Going back to Omaha, 5 straight wins.
There you go, Sharief Ishaq, WDSU. Next Tuesday, who knows what LSU's doing next Tuesday. They will be playing if they've lost a game. If they have not lost a game or they've lost 2 games, they won't be playing, but they could play on Tuesday if they split their first 2 games on Saturday and Monday in Omaha. So that's what the schedule looks like at this point. We got 1 segment left to go. We'll take a timeout, come back with it on the Hunt Palmer Show. Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com is that website. Jonathan Carbo and his team, just phenomenal folks to work with on the insurance side of things. They pride themselves in their technical knowledge of insurance. Those policies are long, they're complicated, they're quite boring, quite frankly. I've read them for 7 years. But they're experts over the Highland Insurance Group, and they can make sure that your policy reads properly. They know where to find those exclusions. They know where to find those loopholes in policies that could preclude a carrier from paying out. If you haven't had someone go over your policies and make sure that you're in the best position you can possibly be when that incident happens, whether it's a storm, whether it's a car accident or a lawsuit, injury, cyber attack, whatever the case may be, if you don't know what your policy says, you don't know how it's going to respond. You want it to respond properly, and the Howard Insurance Group can ensure that's the case. They're an independent broker. That means they've got relationships with dozens of markets, and they can make sure that you're placed in the proper market whatever your business is. It's the Howland Insurance Group. Find them online at HighlandIG.com. Contact Jonathan Carbo and his team, especially as storm season comes through. Want to make sure that property policy is all buttoned up. It's the Howland Insurance Group. Find them online at HighlandIG.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Your Fighting Tigers of LSU are back in Omaha, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge has you covered. Listen to a special edition of the Hunt Palmer Show on Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. And then Saturday afternoon, Hunt will also set the scene for the Tigers and Razorbacks from 2 to 4. All live from Omaha and presented by GoFlow IV Spa. You can also watch each broadcast live on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Go Tigers from GoFlow IV Spa and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, how do we feel about me getting my show set up Friday and Saturday?
Wait, you're doing it by yourself?
Yes.
Oh, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. You're gonna need to be on the phone with probably Bo,
I will be
our
on the
engineer.
phone on FaceTime with Bo.
Yes, and
I
then
think the show starts at 1. My plan is to get down to the Sportsbook in the Ameristar at 11 to set up.
That should be good.
And I should be able. I mean, me and Bo just did it upstairs 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It took 6 minutes, and so I give myself 26 minutes to get it done. And then I have an hour and a half to eat lunch as it's set up.
Look, Hunt, we all know there's a difference between practice and the game. Big difference.
You ask the Tigers to be at their best in June in Omaha. You got to ask me to be at my best in June in Council Bluffs. That's just the way it's got to go.
I guess so.
So we'll see how that works. Let's do some Take It or Leave It.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Presented to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, crafted by America's oldest brewery. Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
Light on calories, full on flavor. It's Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. It's hot outside, pool season, beach season, golf season. In any event, Yingling Flight needs to be your summer beer. I know a lot of folks are going to be tapping into some cold pops over the weekend, and as long as LSU's in Omaha, Yingling Flight needs to be your pick. You can find it just about wherever you find your off-location beer, meaning you take it off the location. So wherever you purchase your beer, check out Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
All right, first one here. Power outages. Take it or leave it.
Gotta leave it. That's not great. I don't know if we're going to be able to use that segment that we had with Sharief for YouTube. Probably not. She thinks maybe so. Maybe so. Not great. Not great for the listeners terrestrially who were trying to listen to some Saints talk, and then the power went out and we were off the air for a minute and a half. But there's nothing you can really do about it. And it sounds like, based on what I'm hearing, which is thunder, that it's probably pretty nasty out there right now. But I have no idea because we're in a studio with no windows.
All right, next one here. Rory McIlroy had a media session today at Oakmont. He is, of course, preparing for the U.S. Open that will start on Thursday. And he shot 81 with 2 birdies on the final 2 holes. He was staring down 83 at Oakmont Country Club during a scouting trip to the course last week. He said they had the pins and dicey locations and greens were running at 15.5. Now, apparently they will be a little bit slower than that for the tournament. But Rory shooting at 81 at Oakmont, he will not contend. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I don't think his focus is there. I think this is too much of a test for somebody that's not completely locked in, and I don't think Rory's completely locked in after winning the Masters. So I will not be taking Rory McIlroy as a winner this week at Oakmont. I am excited to watch what I can, depending on what my travel looks like and all that. I mean, I'm traveling actually Thursday night. Like I'll arrive in Omaha at like 1. I'm not doing my show. Anthony's doing it, so I ought to be able to get to the Ameristar for like 3, and I'll have to do some writing for .net, but I should be able to watch the afternoon on Thursday. And then Friday, got my show.
All right, last one, real quick. This was an interesting news story here. Victor Wembanyama was apparently vacationing in China. So that the Spurs made a few posts of him at the Great Wall of China. Also, apparently spending some time in a Shaolin temple in Zhengzhou, China. Wemby's China trip will get him an MVP next year. Take it or leave it.
I'll leave that. I don't think it that much to do with it. That's just a place I don't have any interest in going to China.
Yeah,
I just like.
There's a lot of. The Great Wall of China is really cool. I mean, there's probably some other like interesting historical things, but not.
I don't need to see the Great Wall. I'm a little intimidated by the speed and the intensity of the culture. It just feels like there's a lot of things happening, a lot that I don't understand because I can't. I'm not equipped to go to China. It's probably a wonderful place for some people with a little different temperament and a little different interest level in that culture. I just don't have either one, so I'm out. I would rather go to Orange Beach or something. I'm pretty comfortable there. They got
You're a simple man.
They got Yingling flights and golf courses and stuff, so I can handle that. That's it for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you missed any of the show, catch it on demand wherever you find your sound. Search Hunt Palmer Show. Like, subscribe, rate, review. We really appreciate it. I got one more show until I am headed up to Omaha. We'll do it tomorrow. Lots to get to with Saints mandatory minicamp, and we'll start getting you ready for LSU and Arkansas on the show tomorrow. Matt's going to drive you home. Ross Jackson's going to be on talking Saints in 5 minutes. Have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow for the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This